O'Reilly. If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to, visit O'Reilly Auto Parts for the Spring Break Deals event. Take advantage of O'Reilly's Do It Right rebate and get a $20 O'Reilly gift card by mail when you buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You're listening to the Morning Punchin' Show with RB and J, live and direct from more cities than an Instagram model's bio. Get ready for some boxing talk on the clock. Let's face it, you're not working and somebody's got to pay for the Wi-Fi.
Good morning. It's your girl RB with your girl J. Welcome to the most unpredictable, honest, and authentic morning show in boxing. We have a great show for you guys this morning. We've got some boxing talk on the clock. We've got a new edition of Pranks with Curtis Stevens, which will have you rolling. We have some new segments today called HOTLINE BLING. You never know who's going to call in and give us all the latest scoop from wherever they are. And we also have JAE-WALKIng. So as we go throughout the show, we'll explain to you more what all these segments are. Glad that you're joining us. It's a good Friday morning. I'm live in New York. Jay from Inglewood. What's going on in Cali today, Jay?
It's Friday, and hey, just got paid. It's Friday during the day. It's not Friday night, but hey, it's Friday. I love Friday. I hope you all love Friday. You should. The Morning Punchin' Show comes on Friday, so I'm ready and looking forward to a great show.
All right, we got a huge boxing weekend this weekend, so we want to kick off your weekend right. We want to give you guys some hot topics, which are the most talked about headlines in boxing. We're also going to go to the phone lines today, and we're going to take two callers, and we're going to play Know It or Blow It. So if you tuned in the past week, you know what this game is. It's a boxing trivia. We're going to ask you a question. You get one shot. You get 10 seconds to answer our question correctly. And if you win merchandise from the Ragin' Babe store. So be sure to call in 718-508-9852. Press 1 to enter and play the game and maybe win something from the Ragin' Babe store. But you got to be quick. You got to be sharp. So far, we have yet to have a winner during Know It or Blow It. So it might sound easy until that ticker comes on. So anyway, test your boxing trivia. We want to see how much you really know. Make sure you call in 718-508-9852. Press 1 to enter the game. Jay, let's dive right into Hot Topics, which is the most talked about headlines in boxing this week. Let's open up with Charles Martin. You know, Charles Martin got the big Anthony Joshua fight. Well, a little word is going to make up to $4 million to fight Anthony Joshua. And how about this? The word is that Al Heyman is getting a piece of that pay-per-view, which means that is going to trickle down to Charles Martin. So what this really, really, really means is that he could make anywhere between $6 to $8 million at the end of the day for fighting Anthony Joshua. That's crazy. So not too shabby at all for a former construction worker in Phoenix.
He wanted
the fight. He's a massive underdog. Who cares? April 9th, he's going to make the payday of his lifetime, and he will be set for the rest of his life. He did say this week, look, I want people to know me like they know Floyd Mayweather. I don't know if he's going to become that well-known, but I do know he's going to get paid. So kudos to him for demanding the fight, wanting the fight. Hopefully we'll get to talk to him in the next couple weeks on the Ruckus on Wednesday night. Anything on Charles Martin, Jay, on your side?
Charles Martin, it's a good opportunity for him, and I hope he makes the best of it. So looking forward to talking to him and that fight.
Great. So heavyweight, now that let's keep on going with the heavyweights. Luis Ortiz, if he wins on March 5th, Oscar De La Hoya told Dan Rafael that the plan is to bring him back on May 7th in Las Vegas on the Canelo Khan pay-per-view card.
Turnaround?
Quick turnaround. They're going to keep him active. They're going to keep his name in our ears, and they're going to keep his face in our faces. So I think they have a lot of big plans for Luis Ortiz. So I love it. Good for Oscar for wanting to bring him right back. I don't know how easy it'll be to get him opposition on the May 7th card, but that's a good plan. While we're talking about Canelo Khan, the co-feature is still shaping up to be a welterweight showdown between Lucas Matisse and Mauricio Herrera at 147. So we had Herrera on the ruckus a few Wednesday nights ago, and he was saying, yeah, man, you know, everything looked good. I was going to fight Matisse, and then all of a sudden there was a curveball, and now it doesn't look like I'm getting a fight. Now they're talking to Cano, and, you know, I got some phone calls to make tomorrow. We're like, yeah, bro, you know, get on that phone and make them calls because, you know, try to get that fight.
Right.
I like the fight. He's back in the running. He's actually the front runner, and I think both sides have pretty much agreed. The ink hasn't dried on the contract yet, but that does look like to be the co-feature on that card. I like that fight, Jay. How do you see Matisse Herrera playing out?
I like that fight, too. We know that Matisse comes to fight. It'll be interesting to see if scar tissue and things like that are still an issue for him. Herrera got heart. He's going to come in there to fight. It definitely won't be boring. There'll be a lot of volume punching, some pretty decent movement. I like the fight, too. Great fight. Great fan bases, too, for both of them.
Hell yeah. So it is sink or swim at Top Rank. This week, Top Rank released 5 fighters. And when I saw the headline, immediately, and God forgive me, should I say, I thought Glenn Tapia was going to be one of those fighters. But I was mistaken. The fighters that are now free from Top Rank, and they can sign with any promoter they want, are Diego Magdaleno, Chris Avalos, Ivan Najera, Vic Pastillas, Gamir, I don't even know his first name, Rodriguez. He must be Cuban. Gamalier Rodriguez. That's his name. My bad, y'all. So they released the 5. Top-ranked Vice President Carl Moretti said, look, you get to a certain point with certain careers, and you feel as a promoter you just can't do anything more with them, and that you can't take their careers any further. So it doesn't mean that they wouldn't work with these guys again. It just means now they have the opportunity to go somewhere else, fight somewhere else, maybe sign with someone else, and see what they could do in their careers.
Poor guys. But
yeah. Well, I'll tell you who took the high road was Diego Magdaleno. He put out a tweet and said, you know, thank you for Top Rank, for everything you guys have done with me. And I thought that was really, really mature of him. You know, most boxers,
Absolutely.
you know, they'll turn and become a real jerk and be like, F you, and you did this, and they'll start airing out dirty laundry. But he actually took the high road, so good for him.
You know, what's interesting about that with the Top Rank release, you know, are they looking to make a big signing, somebody about to re-up and get a great deal of money? Do they need the money for this Pacquiao Bradley? Very interesting, the timing of this release. So I wonder if somebody is about to come up, and, you know, we might have to play the ka-ching for somebody else. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that.
You know what? I'm going to have to say, like, it's sink or swim at Top Rank. I think that they'll give you the platform, they'll give you the right fights, they'll promote you, they'll market you, they'll put you in the right territory, but you have to perform. And if you don't, well, you know, you're just going to have to move on and see what else you could do on somebody else's dime. That's my own opinion. Bernard Hopkins let his hands go this week on social media. So for weeks, Bernard has been saying, big announcement coming soon, you know, yada, yada. And a lot of people thought he was going to fight Golovkin, which he did agree to fight Gennady Golovkin, but that fight obviously didn't happen. Golovkin's fight in Wade in L.A., but Bernard wanted to fight Adonis Stevenson, and we told you guys last week that Bernard wants his last fight to be meaningful. He doesn't want a birdo, quote unquote, for his last fight. So he took to social media. He said, now this is Adonis Stevenson. He isn't a real champ. I said I'd fight him in Canada. He don't want to fight me. He wants the rematch with the guy that he already beat. The guy he's talking about is Fonfara. Yeah, so Bernard is airing out Adonis Stevenson. He was 100% serious. He made the contacts over there in Canada, sent them some preliminary offers. and it looks like they're going to go in a different direction. And I have a feeling that it has something to do with HBO. Yeah.
Bernard's not pulling his gun back.
No, he's going to air it out. And, HBO most likely, said, look, all right, we bring you to HBO, Adonis, and if you beat Hopkins, you got to fight Kovalev on HBO. And I really think that is the sticking point. I don't know for a fact, but if I was a network like HBO, that's what I would want. All right, yeah, you could come fight Bernard over here, but we're going to want something in return. So, anyway, things got pretty heated out here in New York, Jay, at the press conference yesterday between Terrence Crawford and Hank Lundy. Apparently, Lundy been talking all that Philly junk to Crawford, and he was talking about his baby mamas and everything else, and Crawford just snapped. Yeah, he just snapped, and he shoved Lundy at the press conference. It takes a lot to get Crawford to that point. So if you didn't see the video, go check, Top Rank's Twitter out. They put, the little clips up there. But do not mess with Crawford's family. That is where the line gets drawn. That's where everything gets all kind of street. He did apologize for coming at a character, but I don't think an apology was necessary. I think it was good hype for the fight. I think it was a good build-up. I think we're seeing the real Crawford really come to light these days.
Absolutely. There's been so much about people wanting to know more about Bud Crawford. We know he is very serious when he enters the ring, but now we're starting to see glimpses into his personality, and he don't play. And, maybe that's a great thing. In addition to being feared in the ring, play with him. If he's putting his hands on you at a press event, don't play with Bud Crawford, and that's a good thing. I think it just kind of adds to the mystique of who he is as a fighter, who he is as a man, and he's letting you know now he's not to be played with.
Absolutely. This fight has become so personal. I can't even explain it, man. As soon as I got out here to New York, I felt the tension. Hank is not coming to lay down. I think he trained his ass off for this fight. I think Crawford trained 150% for this fight because it's so personal. And last night I got to hang out with Terrence and the guys, and he's in a really good mood. Hank's like, I got to his head. I got him right where I want him. Bud was in a really good mood. He was dancing. He's making weight perfectly fine. So I don't really think he got in his head the way that Hank thinks he did.
Well, Madison Square Garden is the mecca of boxing. What's been the vibe out there? What's the buzz on the streets out there in New York for this fight?
The vibe is really good. There are so many people here from Omaha that I was really shocked. Ran into a lawyer and a doctor that was wearing, Nebraska gear. So obviously I'm like, okay, they're from Omaha. I'm like, hey, you guys come out here just for Terrence? And they were like, absolutely. He is our pride of Omaha. And guess what? Omaha people don't really get to come to New York. So it gives them a new experience. And he's like, we're riding with him till the wheels fall off. So I just thought that was really cool because there are some fighters that they can't even get 100 or 200 people to drive, 60 miles an hour to go see them fight. And I've witnessed that firsthand. So for him to be able to bring several hundred people, if not 1,000 people out here from Omaha to New York to see him fight, that speaks volumes. Volumes.
Well, we know Warren Buffett is a big fan of his. Any sighting of Warren Buffett yet? Or I'm sure he got a few coins that can get him to New York. Any Warren Buffett sightings yet?
No Warren Buffett sightings. I know he does enjoy going to his fights. He buys his own tickets. But no, nothing. I haven't seen Warren Buffett yet. So other big news.
How's Camp Lundy?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How's Camp Lundy? How is Camp Lundy? Have he brought everybody from Philly with him to New York for the fight?
I didn't see much of Camp Lundy, and I haven't even seen Hank Lundy yet. So I think he's kind of laying low. I expect the weigh-in to have some fireworks today, and I'll be able to better tell you guys, if Philly's in the house. Anyway,
All
Jay,
right, cool.
the biggest news this week, the biggest headline, the biggest hot topic was Thurman versus Sean Porter has been postponed. And the reason that it has been postponed is because Thurman was in a car accident. And so the fight is off. Shortly after the announcement, you know, there was a picture that went out of the car wreck. The fans weren't too happy about it. They spent money on tickets. They spent money on flights. This was the main event. This was the fight that everybody wanted to go see. So fans out there, lesson learned. Purchase the insurance on your tickets. Purchase that extra $20 or $30 on your flights, because stuff like this does happen. You have to protect your investment, especially with boxing events. Now, shortly after the announcement was made, Kenny Porter was just deboarding a plane when he received the news. And I know that Steve Kim and some other people, you know, got to chat with him, and they were on their way to Big Bear to finish up camp, and Kenny Porter wasn't too happy. And he went on record to say, look, I want proof that there was a car accident. I want to make sure that this kid is hurt, because they waited long enough for Keith Porter. So now I think it's the waiting game again to see what's going on and see what's going to happen with Sean.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's all I've got for the hot topics.
Oh, we got somebody blinging on the hotline. Wow. Let's see who this on the hotline bling this is. You are now listening to the Morning Punch and Show with RB and J. Who is this from the 949307?
I'm glad you didn't say the last four numbers, because then I'd have to say,
what's
up, girls? Crystina Poncher here from NYC. Well, from NYC right now, but you know what it is. It's Southern California all day. Every day.
You better rep that West Coast, Christina.
Hey, Christina, we were just talking about the hot topics on the show, and it is getting pretty hot out here in New York, and we know that you're close to all the action that's going on between Team Crawford and Team Lundy. Can you fill us in on what really went down at the weigh-in yesterday to cause the fiasco?
Sure. I mean, I think things started to get a little bit heated probably the day before the weigh-ins, when Team Crawford arrived at the media workouts over at Mendez Boxing Gym here in New York. Lundy was still in the ring working out, and Terrence's sister, mom, girlfriend, all of them walked in, and the bickering back and forth started at that point, because, you know, Lundy's not one to shy away from the trash talk. He's like, oh, y'all came to watch me? Y'all came to see Hank Lundy today? Because he was still in the ring and Terrence hadn't got there yet. So that started a little bit of it. And then, of course, it carried over yesterday at the press conference when, you know, surprisingly, Lundy kept it pretty low-key in terms of when he was speaking at the dais to the crowd. And same thing with Team Crawford when Terrence spoke. But I guess when they got face-to-face, you know, Hank Lundy is not one to shy away from talking some trash when he's in your face. And I think he did that to a point where he said, apparently, according to Terrence, something pretty personal. And I think Terrence at that point had just had enough. And Hank told him, we could do this right now. And then, you know, Terrence, he's about that life. So he just went ahead and gave him a little stuff to let him know, I'm not playing with you, which to me I was surprised, because I mean, you guys know that's pretty out of character for Terrence, but I think everything had just built up, and he just wanted to let him know, like, I'm about that life too, you know.
So today is the big weigh-in. Are we expecting some more chaos? Is there going to be extra security? I mean, what's going on over here? Because, like you said, both camps are about that life, and Crawford may seem like the quiet, humble guy, but they're not that.
Yeah, I think all of the above. I mean, I think there's going to be more chaos, and I think there's going to be more security. And I wouldn't be surprised if they decided not to pose the fighters in a face-off after the weigh-in today. So, unfortunately, some of the fans wouldn't like to see that. I mean, they may, but it just depends on how security. They're pretty tight here, and as is the commission, they really only let, like, the fighter and first and second trainer on the stage when they're weighing in. So there's no way that as many people will be on the stage as there was yesterday at the press conference. But, you know, both of the teams have more people in town now. This is the day that usually all the friends and family are arriving who've not been here already. So I'm sure there's going to be some craziness going on in the crowd, even though it's not open to the public. You know, the family are fans as well. So it should be crazy. I'm going to be up there. I just hope to keep my distance and not get caught up.
I got your back today. I will cover you. I will shoot for you. Listen, before we let you go, the atmosphere in New York is going to be absolutely bananas. You got Verdejo, who's going to bring the Puerto Ricans. You got Shawnee Monahan, who's going to bring his Irish people. And what a surprise to me yesterday, how many Omaha people are here, Crystina. I was, so impressed that Omaha is in New York.
Omaha is definitely in the building. You know, it was kind of crazy yesterday, even seeing last night in the lobby, just more and more people trickle in with the Team Crawford shirts and the Creighton T-shirts and jackets and stuff. So, I mean, Terrence and Red and his whole camp kind of let us know, you'll be surprised. Terrence got fans and they're going to travel. So that would be nice to see because, look, when you put a guy like Felix and his huge Puerto Rican fan base in the co-main event, I've seen it before. People have watched Felix fight and then have left. Before the Walters fight, against the Colombian, I believe, everybody just took off and didn't even stay for the main event. But I don't think we're going to see that because, like you said, definitely strong. And Terrence does have a growing fan base, and so it'll be interesting to see how many people will be there for the main event. But it's great. And you know what? Guys like Felix, even Julian Rodriguez on the undercard, they sold, almost 1,000 tickets amongst them. So it should be a packed house. I mean, we're sold out, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow night.
All right. Well, look, have a great day today. I'm sure we'll catch up later. Keep rocking and doing everything you do. You are the very best at it. So we'll let you go and get beautified, and we'll catch up with you later. Thank you for calling in on the Hotline Bling, Crystina Poncher.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Wear those Timbs in case I need you to do some stopping, Michelle, right?
Oh, I got you.
All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you.
All right.
Bye, Crystina.
Bye. Woo, Hotline Bling, Jay. We got another Hotline Bling caller? Is it ringing?
I think we got another Hotline Bling caller. Yeah, it's ringing. Let me see who this is. 330-780. You are live with the Morning Punch-In Show. Who is this?
You're used to.
What?
You used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my
love. I don't want that Hotline Bling. Oh, Kenny Porter.
Keep that Kenny Porter. One thing.
How are you, Mr. Porter? One of the best dressed people in boxing. How are you?
I'm waiting for someone to call me on my cell phone and tell me when we're going to fight. Call me on my cell phone. Staying up late and ever since I left the city, you.
Oh, Kenny. So I guess you're waiting for that Hotline Bling phone call so that you know when your son is going to fight this Keith Thurman dude.
I know when that Hotline Bling, that can only mean one thing.
All right, look, it was announced this week Keith Thurman got into a car accident. You went on record and you spoke with Steve Kim and some other people in the media, and you just weren't too happy about it because your son has been waiting a long time to fight Keith Thurman, and you were saying, look, I want proof. I want my son back in the ring. So what is the latest and greatest scoop that you can give us today?
Well, first of all, I didn't say any of that. I was asked a question, and I just answered the question. I was asked a question, and I just answered the question. Would you like to see proof? I said yes. That was the only word I said, yes. Did you expect me to say no, or did somebody expect me to say, no, I don't care what happened? No, I answered the question yes. And then everybody took that and ran with it and said that I was pressing for some proof and asking for some proof and wanting to see reports. I never said any of those things. I just answered yes to the question. So if you ask me right now, would I like to see some proof, I say yes, but that's just 3 letters, yes. I didn't say any of the other things that went along with that. The reality of the situation is whatever happened to him, is only something that he's aware of, or he truly knows what that was. The extent of his injuries, only he knows what that is. We have to take his word for it. So whenever they decide that they're going to reschedule this fight, we'll be ready for the fight. We continued on with our training, even though we left Big Bear, but we did continue with our training. We did spar in Big Bear one day, and then we sparred at the Wild Card a few days later, which was actually yesterday. And we're going to continue to push forward and wait for this thing to play itself out.
You know, you answered my question. I was going to say, you know, what happened to Team Porter? You know, you guys pumped the brakes. You guys keep training. And you answered my question. You guys kept going. The next day, you guys were sparring. The next day, you guys were training. The following day, you guys were training. So that's awesome. You guys stay ready. And as you guys call it, it's the Porter way, right? Is that what you guys call it?
Yeah, that's what Sean likes to call it. But, you know, it's our lifestyle. You know, if he wasn't a boxer, I'm sure that he would be a very active person. So, you know, it's just an easy thing for us to do, to continue with the lifestyle. It's not something that we just do just because we're getting ready for a fight. It's a year-round lifestyle. It's his lifestyle.
How did Sean take the news? When you were deboarding the plane and you got the call that the fight was off and you told your son, how did Sean react to it?
You know, it's very hard to get him to react to things, so he never really reacted to it. He didn't go one way or the other. He didn't get mad. He didn't get happy. He stayed centered in the middle. I would have much rather him got mad and, you know, got pissed off, but he didn't. We did see some things out of him in sparring this week that we hadn't seen in quite a while, and that was very unfortunate for the sparring partners. And they, you know, he busted him up pretty bad, and we hadn't seen that. And also, he even, I guess you would call it trash talk during the sparring session and after the sparring session. And I think that might have been a delayed reaction to the calling of the fight, you know, being shut down. Maybe that was a delayed reaction to it, and that's how he kind of dealt with it. He took it out on the sparring partners.
Well, I started doing a little bit of math, and I hope that this subject doesn't get a little too sticky for you, but I started doing the math, and they said that Keith Thurman's going to need a couple weeks off before he can resume training again. Now, a fight of this magnitude, you know, you need a full camp. So if he needs to wait a few weeks to resume training, and then I guess he has to start training camp all over again, we could be looking at another, 6 to 8 weeks before maybe Keith Thurman is ready to fight again. Have you been given any indication on when they think he could be ready to go? No indication at this point. No information in regards to the extent of his injuries. As far as speculation on how long it would take someone to come back from what is being termed as precautionary, you know, it's hard for me to speculate that, but if I was dealing with my athlete and athletes that I've trained previously in the past, I would venture to say that because he's a world-class athlete, he can bounce back from this pretty fast. I'm referring to my athlete. So he's already in top fitness shape. He's, you know, he's on weight at this point to where, you know, he could eat things that most people would probably not be able to eat because he's working very hard. So he could come back from this very soon. If Sean needed to take 2 or 3 days off just to relax his body, it wouldn't hurt him because his running conditioning is at such a high level. If he needed to take 2 or 3 days off from sparring, that wouldn't hurt him because he was already able to do what we wanted in the gym as far as 10 to 12 rounds of sparring. If he needed to just relax, it wouldn't hurt him at all because he's in top fitness shape. So, you know, I can't speculate on someone else, but we could be back from this in no time. Yeah. Well, you know what would be really nice if they threw Sean a bone, maybe like a Victor Ortiz or like an Andre Berto, even like an Antonio DeMarco, would be cool. But I think the big fight is Keith Thurman, and I think strategically maybe they're trying to reschedule this fight because it's so massive. But, Kenny, before I let you go, I need you to do me one favor, and that is if they reschedule Porter Thurman, can you please beg for them to put it in a different location for us so that we could attend the fight?
Man, like L.A.?
Like Vegas, L.A., even New York, somewhere.
I would highly doubt that the fight is going to be in Connecticut. That's done now, so you don't have to worry about that. So it won't be there. As far as begging, nah. We'll fight the kid in the Walmart parking lot. I don't care. It could be the same parking lot where he had his little fender bender. But no, I highly doubt it'll be in Mohegan Sun.
All right, Kenny, thank you so much for calling in on the Hotline Bling and letting us know where we are with this fight, how your son is doing, how you're doing. I'm sure it means a lot to the fans to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, and you always give it direct. So thank you so much for calling in today.
Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Keith Thurman, please call me on my cell phone. I need that call.
I know that's right. We'll try to get him on for you. All right, Kenny, have a great day. And Jay, with that, let's go to our break, Jay.
All right. Okay, we're going to go to a break, and we will be back with Deep Thoughts.
You are now listening to the Morning Punch-In Show with RB and J. Are you looking for a website that has all the latest and upcoming boxing events, plus unique and stylish boxing shirts and hoodies for men and women? Go check out RagingBabe.com. It's your one-stop shop for the most current boxing info and fresh boxing apparel for him and her. Shop online today at RagingBabe.com. Use the promo code RB20 at checkout for 20% off your entire purchase today. That's code RB20 for 20% off your entire purchase today, only at RagingBabe.com. So join the movement and see why attitude and loyalty become passion and determination only at RagingBabe.com.
Y'all better join the movement. Join it, damn it.
You better get with the Punch-In Morning Show because Hotline Bling is hot. You never know who's going to call in. We got some really good stuff from Crystina Poncher, Kenny Porter. We're going to get some even better stuff next year. We got some deep thoughts with Chris Ariola. Jay, can you lead us into this segment?
So as we premiered last week, we heard some opinions from our good friend Chris Ariola on why tacos and beer are so damn good. Well, Chris is back this week with another installment of Deep Thoughts. Deep Thoughts is a segment where we go out to the boxers and get their opinions on life, love, liberty, politics, food. So this week, we go back to our good friend Chris Ariola, and we asked him, does the internet make people smarter or stupid? And here's what Chris had to say.
And now, Deep Thoughts with Chris Ariola.
I believe the internet makes people stupid. Absolutely. Absolutely. But nowadays, like, I remember back in the days, like, you'd be like, yeah, Michael Jordan, yeah, he scored 63 points in his second game. You'd be like, nah, that's bullshit, dog. Man, you better check that shit in the encyclopedia. And you had to go in the fucking library. You had to look that motherfucker up. Nowadays, you just Google shit. You just fucking don't even take time and shit. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, the internet has made us very stupid. Not only made us stupid, what's worse about it, that it hasn't made us stupid. Technology has made us, like, forget how to interact with each other. We forgot how to talk to each other. Now we take kindness because a girl's nice to each other. Like, oh, that bitch wants me. Bitch, she's just being nice to you. Relax, motherfucker. You're so used to fucking talking to girls on the internet. A bitch likes your picture. She wants to suck your cock. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Sorry for the language, but, hey, it's Chris Ariola, and it's the Morning Punch-In Show. So, sage advice from Chris once again. The internet does, in fact, make us stupid because we Google everything instead of going to the library. And just in case you were wondering, just because a girl likes your picture on the ground, that doesn't mean she wants to perform any fellatio on you. Words from Chris Ariola. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
We get some of the best stuff from Chris. He's just a riot. We could ask him anything from politics to romance to global issues, and he has an answer, and he will make it sound legit, and it's wonderful. I hope you guys enjoy this segment of Deep Thoughts with Chris Ariola. It's so great to us. Hey, Jay, do you want to play Know It or Blow It?
I would love to play Know It or Blow It. We're trying to give away some gear, and nobody is winning this gear from the Raging Day store. We want somebody to win today. Let's do some Know It or Blow It.
All right. So listen, we're gonna pick up a caller. We're gonna go to the switchboard, and we're gonna bring on a caller, and you get 10 seconds, and you get one shot to answer our boxing question. And if you get it right, you win merchandise from the Raging Day store. So you only got 10 seconds. So Jay, let's go to the switchboard and bring somebody on.
Let's see who we can bring in on the switchboard. There are so many choices. Let's see. Let's pick up this number. 773-615. You're on with the Morning Punch and Show for some Know It or Blow It. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's going on? This is Jason.
This is.
What's up, Jason?
What's going on?
Are you ready to play Know It or Blow It?
Absolutely.
All right, you're going to get one shot, and you're going to get 10 seconds. I'm going to repeat the question twice because some people were saying we were cheating over here and talking too fast. So I'll repeat it twice clearly. So here we go. We're going to need you to name 5 current welterweights. 5 current welterweights. Jay, start the 10 seconds. Go.
Manny Pacquiao. Bud Crawford. Keith Porter. Porter, Thurman, and Guerrero.
Well, you unfortunately did not win. Terrence Crawford is not a welterweight. He's still at 140. Keith Porter does not exist. His name is Sean Porter.
Sean Porter. I got Thurman Porter on the brain. See what Sean did? See what he did to me when he called in?
Well, look, we're gonna put you back in the queue so you can finish listening to the show. But thank you for playing, and make sure you call in next week and try playing again.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thanks, Jason.
I'm gonna hand this over to
people think we're playing. People think we're playing. This game is a lot harder than they think.
Absolutely, it is. I mean, look, we said name us 5 current welterweights, which easy, but you only get 10 seconds, man, and then you start thinking and you can't get your words right. And so anyway, we're still looking for a winner. So we'll take one more caller closer towards the end of the show. It'll be a different question. Again, you'll get one shot, 10 seconds, and see if you can win something from the Raging Day store. Jay, I'm going to hand this over to you. We have a new segment called JAE-WALKING. I'm going to let you just flow with this.
You know, great as we follow Know It or Blow It. You know, boxing is a global sport, and I just wanted to go out in the streets and just see exactly how much people know about boxing, how much they're paying attention to the sport. So I took my mic and I went out on the mean streets of Inglewood, California, my hood, and I wanted to ask people today, who is a better boxing promoter, Jay-Z, who is over with Rock Nation Sports, or 50 Cent, SMS Promotions? We do know that SMS filed for bankruptcy recently, but that doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't know how to do his job. He did spend a lot of time with Floyd before they fell out. So this week's episode of JAE-WALKING, I'm asking the people in the streets, who's a better boxing promoter, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and you'll be surprised at what folks had to say. And here we go.
This is Jay out with the Morning Punch and Show with RB and J. Today I'm out asking people, who is a better boxing promoter, Jay-Z or 50 Cent, and why?
I believe Jay-Z, actually. I think he's good. He has good arms, good punching, and I think he could do it, though.
Well, who is a better boxing promoter, Jay-Z or 50 Cent?
It depends on what you want. If you want publicity, I would go with Jay-Z. If I wanted money, I would go with 50 Cent.
Well, who is a better boxing promoter, Jay-Z or 50 Cent, and why?
Jay-Z, because he's relevant.
Who makes a better promoter, Jay-Z or 50 Cent?
Well, just going on experience, I would say 50 Cent at this point because he's had previous experience.
Well, who is a better boxing promoter, Jay-Z or 50 Cent, and why?
Definitely Jay-Z. He's just out there. He's doing his thing, and he's a lot more famous, I think.
Well, who is a better boxing promoter, Jay-Z or 50 Cent, and why?
I think Jay-Z would actually be a better promoter. I've seen him more on TV than 50 Cent, definitely. Jay-Z definitely also has more speeches out there. He definitely talks more about his album, so I feel like he would have more, how do I say it, a more presentable way of talking than 50 Cent.
Well, who is a better boxing promoter, Jay-Z or 50 Cent, and why?
I say 50 Cent makes a better promoter because he has more street cred. He has more street rep and everything.
Well, who is a better boxing promoter, Jay-Z or 50 Cent, and why?
I would definitely say Jay-Z because, you know, as soon as he's going to throw the first punch, Solange would come out and start punching right at him, and 50 Cent at the same time.
I don't.
Jay,
these are real answers, people.
Jay, did that one guy say that Jay-Z is a better boxing promoter because he has more speeches out there?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I didn't know that it was a political platform. So Jay-Z is out there making speeches to the people. I'd like to thank the people and the constituents for watching boxing. Who knew? I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Maybe he's out there making speeches and I don't know. And then at the close, Solange is going to come out and fight both of them.
This is so funny. You know, it goes to show you, people, instead of just saying, I don't know what you're talking about, they will really try to answer. And they think that they're sounding correct. And it's hysterical. So every week, Jay is going to be out there jaywalking in them streets of L.A., and we're going to just ask random people in the streets, at Starbucks, at the gym, on the corner, boxing questions, and see what they really think. So you see right there, you know, Jay-Z's a better boxing promoter because he has more punching power. It's like, oh, okay.
Yes, he does. Clearly, they haven't seen both of these guys with their shirts off, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going to give you a little teaser. Next week, I'm going to take to the streets, and I'm going to ask people about one of your favorite pound-for-pound fighters. That's all I'm going to say, and it's not Floyd Mayweather, and we're going to get some interesting responses. So make sure you tune in next week for more episodes of Jaywalking.
All right, looking forward to that.
Yes. And so now we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with Frank.
When the mind is ready, the body prepares for war. So next time you engage in battle, protect your hands with the best. War Tape, the original branded tape. Order yours now at wartapebrand.com and see why the enemy will fear you. wartapebrand.com. We put hands on you.
All right, we are back, and we have a new prank for you guys. And so we thought that we would prank middleweight fighter Curtis Stevens. And so we came up with this really funny idea, me and Jay. You know, I would call Curtis Stevens up and say, hey, Curtis, I got this great opportunity for you. I work with this woman who does endorsements and sponsorships for fighters, and they're looking for a handsome, charismatic boxer, and I think that you would be perfect. So Jay on the other line plays Samantha Jones, and she introduces herself and she questions him. And Jay, we had the best time with Curtis Stevens, didn't we?
Oh, Curtis was a great sport. He got a lot of bravado, so it was pretty funny to see his reaction to this.
Yeah, so why don't we go ahead and play the prank?
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Curtis.
Yeah.
It's Michelle. What's up?
What's good?
So I have this lady, Samantha, on the line, Samantha Jones, and I've worked with her before with, like, other brands and stuff with fighters. And they were kind of looking for somebody, like, charismatic, that was good-looking, and a boxer for this new thing that they're doing. So she's just going to ask you, like, a couple quick things just to get a feel for you.
Yeah.
All right. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to bring Samantha on. Samantha.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi. I have Curtis Stevens on the line.
Oh, great. Hi, Curtis. This is Samantha. I work for eHarmony. Have you heard of us before?
Yeah, I heard of you before. I can't really remember. I think I see a commercial.
I'm glad you mentioned that you've seen our commercials. We're in the middle of planning our next big campaign push, and we're looking for new faces, relatable guys, and for our new image, we're looking for, a guy, a little bit more a handsome guy, not so much an average Joe, handsome guy, athletic. When I saw your pictures, I thought you would be perfect for it. And so just to get a feel for you, to kind of give the idea to my producer, I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions and, see what comes of it.
Okay. I'm always interested in doing business.
All right. Excellent. Well, I just have a few test questions that I would like to ask you. If everything takes off, fingers crossed, we'll be in contact with your team and go from there. So what do you think are your best physical attributes?
My body, my mind. Oh, physical. Oh, my body and my face. And my hair. Okay, good.
And your hair?
Yeah.
What? Tell me about this amazing hair.
It's soft. It's dirty brown. Well, if I want waves, I can have waves, but I have curls now.
Oh, okay. Well, curly hair is a real big thing. What do you think makes a great first date?
Actually, it depends on the type of person that you're dealing with, and how much are you into the person. So, to be exact, tell you the truth. So, to each his own. I believe before you go on the date, you have conversations on the phone, it's either you're gonna be into the female or you're not. If you're not really into her, or you're just trying to get into a gene, it all depends.
Oh, Genuine's always saying if there's room in those jeans, so I understand that.
Yeah.
What would, if you had to pick a spirit animal, what would your spirit animal be?
Spirit animal. What is that to be exact?
Like an animal that kind of captures the essence of who Curtis Stevens is.
Oh, a lion.
And tell me more about that. Why a lion?
Well, a lion, he's the king of the jungle in general, He's ferocious. He's mean. And he treats his queen right, and he protects his queen. Protects his family.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a great segue into my next question. Do you believe in polyamory?
What is that?
Having multiple wives. We have some subscribers that are into that sort of thing,
Yeah, well, I believe that's every man's dream. To tell the truth.
Is that your dream?
Yeah. Hell yes. I'm a man.
If you could pick 3 women to be your co-wives, and just, celebrity women, what 3 women would you pick?
Celebrity women? Jada Pinkett, J-Lo, Gabrielle, because she looked like she mad fun.
Well, Jada Pinkett might be into it. There are some stories out there that she and Will are in an open relationship, so you might have to shoot your shot.
Right, they be swinging and stuff, right?
How do you define romance?
Romance is a beautiful thing. You got to wine and dine your lady in general, So romance is beautiful. One word to describe it is beautiful.
Would you be comfortable with your face on billboards and internet ads, and is there anything you wouldn't feel comfortable with this type of a business or advertisement?
No, I'm comfortable with myself.
Would you be comfortable wearing an eHarmony patch on your shorts, like across the back?
Tell you the truth, well, dollars make sense to me. So if it pays well, everything's good with me. I get in ring and fight. Tell you the truth, I'm a businessman at the end of the day.
Have you ever tried online dating, or does it go down in the DMs? Have you ever tried any of that?
No, not really. Never really had a problem with that.
This sounds great. Hopefully we can make something happen.
All right.
Okay. Well, let me know.
Samantha, is that all?
Yeah, I think that I got everything that I need.
Okay, so one last thing. Curtis been pranked by the morning show with RB&J.
She was sounding too just good with it. I'm going to get y'all back. Oh, that day.
I was down to do the eHarmony ads with her. She was gonna put the eHarmony patch on your ass in your next fight.
Hey, my name is Curtis Stevens. I've been pranked by RB and J.
That was so funny. Poor Curtis. I feel bad. I made him think he was getting a big endorsement deal or something, but that was so funny, Jay. What was his spirit animal, a lion?
He said he wants to be a lion because a lion protects his lady. But in the meantime, he in the polyamory, so he would have to protect his ladies. So just be advised, Jada Pinkett Smith, J-Lo, and Gabrielle Union, Curtis Stevens coming for that ass. The older women. Go ahead, Curtis.
I was going to say, we peeped that. We said, name us your 3 celebrity crushes. He gave us Jada Pinkett Smith, J-Lo, and Gabrielle Union.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay,
hey,
I see him.
Hey, Mills.
Anyway,
hey.
we have time, real quick, to try to bring on one more caller to play Know It or Blow It, because I just really want to give away some free stuff. So can we just bring somebody on, let's get their name, where they're calling from, and let's give them one shot, 10 seconds.
You only get one shot? All right, here we go. 917-568. You're on with the Morning Punch-In Show. Who is this, and where are you calling from?
Good morning, ladies. This is Castle Hill Gil. I support you guys on Twitter all the time. I'm a fan of the show. I'm out here in the city right now, baby.
Yay! Castle Hill looks good. Thank you for listening in. We want you to hopefully win Know It or Blow It. We have had 3 shows, and out of 6 or 7 people, nobody has yet to win a trivia.
Okay.
All right, so let's test you out. I'm going to give you the question. I'm going to repeat it twice. We're going to give you 10 seconds to get one shot. Here we go. Which fighter lost their title on the scale in 2015? Which fighter lost their title?
That's easy. Come on. This show, you're talking to me, bro.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. Let's start the ticker. Go.
Waters. Nicholas Waters.
Yeah, you got it.
Holla. No, but I just wanted to say you guys got a great show. You know, I'm out here. I'm loving the vibe. Boxing is definitely in it. I just met James Prince, ladies. I'm like, I didn't even know what to say to the man. I said, I was like, Mr. Prince, salute. New York loves you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know what to say. I was starstruck. I'm never starstruck, and I was starstruck today.
Wow. So he's here. I assume he's here with Hank Lundy.
I guess so. I'm not sure. Who does he manage? You guys should know that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think for a little while there he was helping guide Hank Lundy, but then all of a sudden he disappeared. So maybe he's here to collect his check, because you know he'll come for his check.
Yeah, he was with 2 big dudes, so that's possible.
see, the thing with Jay Prince is, even when you think you left him, you didn't really leave him. So he's probably coming to collect that 10%. Or whatever it is he's collecting.
he was real low key too. You know, he was he was well dressed, but not extravagantly dressed. You know, you couldn't tell he was James Prince by his wear, or his bodyguard's wear, for that matter. But I know him because I'm familiar with all of the situations that he's been involved with. But that's pretty much all I got. So what do I guess again? The question, right, ladies?
You did. So listen, I'm going to need you to DM me your size and which shirt you want from the Raging Babe store, and we will get that right out to you.
All right, that's easy work, and I'll just pick up another one, too, for wifey. All right, I'm out.
Right.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll get to meet you, Michelle, this time around. Bye, Mama. Bye, Jeandra. Much love.
Bye.
All right.
Oh, that's dope.
Finally, we got a winner.
Cool.
We weren't sure if anybody was going to really remember who lost their title at the scale. So good for him. He must be an avid boxing fan for real.
For real.
Anyway,
not no Jay-Z thing.
Yeah, so look, let's just get right to it. We've only got a few minutes left of the show. We're saving the best for last, which is our word on the curb. And boy, Jay, get ready to sip this tea. And I'm going to really need you to put your thinking caps on. Okay, I'm going to give you just enough information is what I'm going to give you guys. So here it is. It's juicy. So this week, maybe it was last week. Darn. There was a fight that was announced. Jay, was it this week or last week?
I think it was last week.
Okay. So last week they announced this big fight, and it was going to take place in a major city. And it was a really, really good card. Well, I did a little investigation because I'm like, there's one of the fighters on this card who hasn't talked about this fight. They haven't given a quote. They haven't tweeted about it. They haven't Instagrammed about it. They haven't put nothing on Facebook. And this kid is usually very active on social media. So a red flag went up to me. I'm like, maybe this fight really isn't 100% done. So I did a little investigation. I started making some phone calls, and I found out that I am kind of on the right track here. Apparently, one of the fighters in the main event of this big card that was announced just last week, he hasn't necessarily agreed to this fight. He's been fighting, tough opposition after tough opposition after tough opposition. They gave him a little comeback fight, thinking he would come back and fight a young gunner for them. And he's like, hold up, I want this much money. I want to come home with this much money. So, look, banners have been put out, press releases have been put out, wheels are in motion, but this one guy has not set up peep about this fight. So I'm not saying this fight is not going to happen. What I'm saying is that one of the parties involved in this fight has not yet accepted all of the terms and conditions. So I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. You guys can draw your own conclusions, and we'll see what happens in the next week or two. Like I said, do I think this fight will happen? I do, but let's not forget that when they announced Demetrius Andrade versus Jermell Charlo, what happened there? They put out press releases, billboards, they had posters, they had all this stuff going. And what happened? Demetrius Andrade never did sign a contract, and he pulled out of that fight.
Yep.
So, anyway,
I like
we'll
avocado.
see. Yeah, I like avocado.
I like avocado.
Did you say I like avocados?
I love avocado. That's all I have to say about that tea. I like avocado.
All
Draw
right,
your own
real
conclusion.
quick. The only other little tidbit of word on the curve that I had is that it looks like Austin Trout may be fighting Liam Smith. Apparently, Austin Trout was not too happy with the WBO because I don't know if you remember this, but they actually skipped Austin Trout when he was ranked like third, and Liam Smith ended up fighting John Thompson. So Austin Trout's a little heated about that, like, yo, y'all skipped me, I was ranked third, I want to fight Liam Smith, or we're going to have a problem. So to avoid legal things and lawsuits and all this stuff, it looks like the WBO is most likely in agreement with Austin Trout, and I think he's going to get the Liam Smith fight. So that is all I have for word in the curve. Jay, what I'd like you to do is maybe let our listeners know what is going down tonight and tomorrow in the boxing world. Where can they tune in to watch boxing?
All right, folks, to wrap it up real quick, as we know, the big card going down in New York on HBO, Terrence Crawford versus Hank Lundy for the WBO junior welterweight title. The very, very cute Felix Verdejo versus William Silva in the co-feature, and Shawnee Moynihan on the card as well. Yes, indeed, Mike Reed, shout out to him. So make sure you tune into that on Saturday on HBO. On Show Extreme, tomorrow during the day from Manchester, England, big fight. Carl Frampton versus Scott Quigg for the IBF and WBA junior featherweight title. So that's a great card. And it's also a great setup because on Saturday night on Showtime, I'll be out in Anaheim, California, watching Leo Santa Cruz versus Kiko Martinez, the main event for Santa Cruz's WBA featherweight title. Julio Ceja versus Hugo Ruiz. That fight will probably steal the show for the WBC junior featherweight title. So you can catch all of those on HBO and Showtime going head-to-head. If you are an internet watcher, Marco Huck versus Ola Afolabi going on in Germany is a good fight if you are an internet watcher. From Washington, D.C., if you are local, go see Ty Burnett versus Daniel Ata fighting in Washington, D.C. So that's all we have for the fights this weekend. Make sure you tune in and support these boxers.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up. We got about 1 more minute. Jay, thank you for being the most amazing co-host. Make sure you follow her at JetHang on Twitter. Make sure you go to thebadculture.net, RagingBabe.com for all of your boxing apparel. And I think we're going to wrap up. Enjoy the fights this weekend. Sorry we're rushing to end this, but we're going to really try our best to always keep it to an hour. And thank you for joining us while you're on the clock for some boxing talk. We will talk to you guys next Friday morning. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Take care.
If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to, visit O'Reilly Auto Parts for the Spring Break Deals event. Take advantage of O'Reilly's Do It Right rebate and get a $20 O'Reilly gift card by mail when you buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.